Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armour of God, so you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Welcome back to Effective Living. So today we're going to be starting a series based on the spiritual armour of God that we can find in Ephesians 6. It's quite an important sort of passage to me, because I went through a very difficult period in my life quite a while back, where basically everything was falling apart. I was on this path of destruction, where I was basically destroying myself, destroying my family, destroying my marriage. And I was at this place where I came to realize that if I was willing to destroy everything, if I was willing to give up on everything, surely I should be willing to give up everything in a good way, to do whatever needed to be done in order to get myself better, in order to get myself healthy, in order to get myself on a solid footing. And so I ended up going and I ended up getting some help. And while I was learning different things from different counselors that I was involved with, and while I was sort of reflecting on life, separated away from my family and with some time to reflect, I found that all the lessons that I was learning, all the little nuggets of wisdom that I was gleaning from different people, was lining up with what I was reading in Scripture, and also lined up and fit quite nicely and neatly within this framework of the spiritual armour of God. And so what's ended up happening is the spiritual armour of God to me is something which is very precious and something very meaningful. It's not just some thing that I imagine, putting on myself in the morning or anything like that. They're actually very specific lessons for me. Things that I've had to learn. Areas in my life where I've had to look at. Things that have had to be fixed. And so what we're going to be doing is, over these next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing some of these lessons with you. I'm going to be sharing what it means for me to have the helmet of salvation, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, and all these different things, because it's made a massive difference in my life. And I pray that as you join along in these following weeks, it would be a blessing to you also. I've been teaching the lessons that I've been learning in the context of addiction recovery, inner healing, and also sorts of various different forms, because that's the stuff that I had to go through. And that's the stuff that God's brought me out of. And I've learned to understand now that what He teaches me, it's important for me to pass that on. So please, like, subscribe, share this with people who you think would benefit from it. Next week we're going to be looking at redefining the battle. How do you know if you're winning or losing a spiritual battle? Because that's where God started me. He didn't start me by dealing with the areas of sin that I was stuck in. He didn't start by making me focus on my guilt or my shame or anything like that. He started by simply asking me, how do you know when you're winning? Thank you.